Welcome back, everybody. It's your time to EdUp on the EdUp Experience podcast, where we make education your business, and we're making it your business for the final time today here at InsightsEDU 2025, a conference put on by Education Dynamics, all about the modern learner, how we recruit them, how we market to them, how we enroll them, how we retain them. And it's one of the only, if not the only, conference out there completely dedicated to enrolling and marketing to the modern learner. We're honored to be here. We've talked to so many amazing people doing the work of recruiting students, marketing those students, and college presidents very much interested in how to increase their revenue, net or gross revenue, net tuition revenue, kind of an important thing. And also, we're talking to people about the skills economy. We're talking about different ways that students can experience higher education, post-secondary education, and that's an important thing too. So we've got a range of guests, and I've got another one in front of me. In fact, he's given himself the designation of the closer since he's on the last episode here at InsightsEDU. But I have a guest co-host with me who I'm going to bring in right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Eric McGee. He's the Senior Director of Marketing and Corporate Comms for Education Dynamics. Eric, what's going on?
We're excited to announce the first of its kind higher education podcast conference, brought to you by Edu Alliance, the EdUp Experience, and Podium. This is happening Saturday, July 12th at the University of Illinois Chicago campus. This is an in-person event, one day only, the first of its kind. This is for people working in and around higher education who are interested in starting a podcast, who may have a podcast, want to learn more about podcasting. So if you want to be there, please go to higheredpodcon.com. That's higheredpodcon.com to learn how you can get your early bird registration, see who the keynote will be, and how you can submit proposals to be a part of this amazing inaugural conference. So that, again, go to higheredpodcon.com to learn more.
How's it going, Joe? Thanks for having us.
Oh, wow. That was a very tight intro, Matt. For Matt, Eric, I don't know what to make of that. It's very nice to have you here, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation very much.
Eric, thanks for bringing us here again. Honestly, we had fun. We had great conversations, and people are genuinely really excited about this conference. It's been a buzz. I mean, everybody's really tired because I think there's like tons of great information, but record attendance, my friend.
Record attendance, and I'm sure record fun as well. I'm no doubt that it is the information that is the reason why everyone is tired today. Definitely nothing happened on Bourbon Street last night that would be contributing to that.
Surprise!
Yeah, we don't talk about what happens on Bourbon Street. You know better. Ladies and gents, our guest today, let's bring him in right now. He's Matt Norsworthy. He's the Director of Integrated Solutions and Business Development at UPCEA. What's up, Matt? How are you?
Doing well. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me again.
No, it's great to have you back. For all of our listeners that don't remember, or people that are just going, UPCEA, what is this? Give us the once over again. What's UPCEA? What do you do, and how do you do it?
All right. So UPCEA is a nonprofit, membership-based organization focused on online continuing and professional education. So our institutions join, become members. The entire institution joins our community. We focus in on ways to improve online education, continuing education programs, also understanding their market. So we have market and student enrollment, student success, as well as alternative credentials, which is obviously a major issue these days, where presidents especially are looking at different ways that they can increase enrollment and different ways we can offer credit for prior work experience. As well as obviously the non-credit market. What do our employers need from graduates who need to then go back and shore up on certain skills?
Yeah, you got to increase that revenue.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, what is the right nomenclature for, do we say non-credit? Do we say alternative credentials? Is it the skills-based learning? Like, what's the right way to talk about skills and learning these days? I think non-credit's sort of like inside baseball a little bit, because, I don't think the average student pulls up a course and right away goes, this is non-credit. Like, how does the consumer think about it?
Sure. I think a lot of it is, everybody's got different terminology depending on who you talk to. You talk to a faculty, they've got one set of, terminology, presidents another, and then students another. Typically, you're talking about non-credit. You're not talking about a degree program, bachelor's, master's, doctorate. Non-credit could be in certificates. It could be going back for, getting a certificate in your Microsoft certification. It could be going in terms of just a program because you want to learn a different skill that might adapt or give you more adaptation in your job. So whether you use non-credit or, not, that I don't think that's universal, but then you have some where it's alternative credentials. That's a system where you're looking at ways in which we can give credit to a student for learning a skill, for having, achieved a goal, a milestone, if you will. And in that case, you have all kind of different ways because you have things to where students may not necessarily want to come into campus and sit down in a classroom and take a class face-to-face with somebody. So what are the other options? Obviously, online created way more options that, we had never thought of beforehand. Now there's also even more. So can we give credit for prior work experience? What are the different ways in which we can offer credit to students so that they can go through a program or a certificate and get done quicker, but also get the education, the skill that they're looking for?
Go ahead, Eric. Looks like you're going to say something.
Yeah, so what are you doing at UPCEA to foster those conversations? Are those happening at your annual conference? Where are these conversations happening? Is there a lot of demand and interest from the schools to have those conversations about the alternative credentials?
There is. There's a huge demand. And as you mentioned, the annual conference is one of those places. The annual conference is our largest conference.
When is it?
Happen every year. It's in March.
Okay.
This year it's in Denver.
Wow.
So it is a major, I guess you could say, attraction for our UPCEA members and non-members, as well as corporate side. But we also have another conference called Convergence, and that is focused on alternative credentials. That is the whole theme of the conference. And a lot of times we have presidents, we have directors and deans coming to try and talk about different best practices, but also learn new things as to how can they help increase enrollment in their colleges, universities, in terms of offering different types of credit. We've had several presidents at small colleges as well as large universities who have pioneered different ideas as to how they operate in their community in order to foster that, education system as well as boost enrollment by offering these alternative credentials. And other, institutions want to learn from that and see how they could tailor it to theirs.
What does the membership look like? Like, how big is the membership at UPCEA, and how spans geography and all of that, I would assume?
Higher Ed PodCon is coming. Go to higheredpodcon.com. That's higheredpodcon.com to learn more.
Yes. So in terms of our institutional members, we're probably around 450, 475 institutions. What that leads to, though, is over 15,000 individuals, because when an institution joins, it's the entire institution. Faculty, staff, administration all become users and maintain benefits with that membership. We have colleges from, HBCU and community colleges all the way up to large R1 research institutions. We have a large population of institutions in Canada, Mexico, and then I would say anywhere from 40 to 50 institutions non-North America.
Wow.
As well as on the corporate side. So we have corporate members as well. And I would say we're at probably a good 100 to 125 corporate members as well, and as well as additional partners.
You just made the list.
More members coming in.
That's right.
So more of the members, are they, you said R1s, you also mentioned community colleges. What's that fall like in the scale? Is it more R1s? Is it more community colleges? What type of schools are joining, and what are the benefits for them?
I would say that initially, yes, we have a large population of R1 universities who had joined, and have been members for years. But then as the word has gotten out, as they've gotten more involved in the communities, as institutions of different sizes, commingle and discuss topics of the day, we've had a larger number of, master's level institutions, bachelor's, and then as well as community colleges are coming on board. Community colleges and small colleges are really coming on board and becoming members because they are definitely looking for new ideas to help increase enrollment.
100%.
And continuing education, online education. This is not something that's now just restricted to the large universities. This is where community colleges are looking at trying to offer alternatives and increase their enrollment so that they can also be a major factor in their region, a supporter of their student population as well as their employer population.
Keep going, Eric.
Do you guys do anything else besides the conferences? Like, what are the other benefits that someone might have from joining?
Networking, the community. We have our core system, which is a networking system where you can log in, you set up a user account, you log into our website, and you can go on core and say, look, my institution is looking for a business model based on this. Has anybody ever done this or had this experience? And you will get, anywhere from 3 to 15 answers of people saying, oh, yeah, we did that. We rolled out a program like that 2 years ago. This is what we did. Here, let me share some documents or our, research, our model. Also, some of them will say, hey, we tried that, and it just did not pan out.
So there's
for
a big
us.
sharing.
So it's a sharing of ideas, best practices. They may not all be successes. It may be, hey, these are things to be wary of. It didn't work for us. But it might work for you in terms of your model, your institution, and your region. So that would be, I'd say, the biggest benefit that institutions tend to find from being members is that they do have that access. In addition, research. It could be research that institutions have done internally that is not proprietary, that they are able to share, and they will share their research with their fellow members whenever that anybody needs it. We share our research as well. We do research projects several times a year. We did a research project with Education Dynamics every year.
You had to work that closely with Eric?
Fortunately,
guess.
Matt didn't have to work with me. He passed that off to someone else.
That's right. Day to day with Eric, that might be a little touchy. I'm trying to maintain, a friendly relationship.
Yes. He's a lot to take in, let me tell you.
He could be.
I make it tough on you, Joe.
Well, if just a quick funny story, if you didn't listen to this episode last year when I had talked to Matt at Insights, I had Eric co-hosting, and he sat there the whole time, didn't ask any questions, and I said, Eric, do you have any questions for Matt? And he says, no, I don't. I was like, well, what are you doing co-hosting? Keeping me on my toes, I guess.
Yeah, but I didn't want to take your shine. You're doing such a good job, You're the professional here. I'm just here to observe.
Right. Eric is not the stage presence of Education Dynamics. we haven't seen the presentations yet.
I have a face for podcasting, but that's about it, apparently.
What else do we need to know about UPCEA, Matt, that you want to tell us? Open mic. What do we need to know? What does the audience need to know? What are we have faculty, staff, administrators, college presidents listening to this? Tell us why we should become involved with UPCEA.
I think you should become involved with UPCEA because obviously the world of education, higher education especially, is changing constantly. You need all the help you can get. You are looking for all the resources that you can find, whether it's as an individual, as a department, or as an entire institution. So getting involved with the community, getting advice, getting, ideas from other folks that you are not normally going to be in contact with is a huge benefit. So having that institution to have us and our entire community as a resource is a benefit to any institution. So I highly encourage institutions to become members if they're not already. Those who are already members, I highly recommend getting involved. Ideally, yes, come to a conference. Come and see what the community is like. Learn from our sessions. Learn from the speakers. Attendees. You can also learn a lot from just the people sitting in the room next to you. And in addition, besides going to the conferences, getting involved with our networks. We have several networks that we have focused on different topics, whether it's online or marketing, alternative credentials, or what have you. And then exposure to the research. I mean, data is important, and then data, as much as we can get it and as long as we can get it, is always going to be valuable to any individual or institution. So being able to have that additional resource would certainly prove beneficial.
Eric, anything else you want to say about UPCEA or InsightsEDU as the final voice of all voices?
I just want to say thank you for making this an epic experience, Joe. I appreciate you.
I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, sorry.
Well done, though.
We do appreciate you guys coming and hosting your podcast here. You guys do a great job. And thanks, Matt, for being a sponsor and being an attendee and for everything that you do for higher education throughout the year.
Thank you. Pleasure being here. Always a pleasure to be on the podcast as well as to be at the InsightsEDU conference.
Well, yeah, there you have it, everybody. We are officially signing off with our final guest. Of course, my guest co-host, Eric McGee. I'm not going to give him any more music because he's had enough. Ladies and gentlemen, he's Matt Norsworthy. He's the Director of Integrated Solutions and Business Development, the longest title in the land of UPCEA. You just EdUp'd.
Did you buy your tickets yet? Higher Education's first podcast conference is coming July 12th. Go to higheredpodcon.com, higheredpodcon.com. Get your tickets.